Hi and welcome. I'm Jess and we're going to open up our hamstrings today. So we're going to start seated, hands on the lap. I have two blocks here. We're going to start circling around. And I really want your focus to be on leaning forward here. I can already feel that working in the back of my legs. You might even feel it in the low back. Nice. One more time in this direction and then reverse the circles. You can get your shoulders involved here if you'd like. It's really, again, about leaning forward. Notice your breath as you move. Nothing has to match or sync up. It's just about remembering to breathe and being deliberate. Sit up nice and tall, switch the cross of your legs, and circle again. The thing I just want to remind you is that nothing should hurt. There should be no pain. Everything should feel good. There's an edge that sometimes we like to play with or push at, and that's the edge of actually feeling something. Reverse your circles. So I really want you to be aware of how much you're feeling and what you're feeling and where you're feeling it, and how much can you back off to where you almost don't feel anything. Please don't let me be a gauge of how far you should go, right? We all have all these different experiences in life and are born with different bodies and where our bones sit in our bodies, which create all different sorts of range and flexibility. So pause the movement here, and we're going to come like this. So feet are in the floor. And actually, I'm going to put my feet on the mat because there's more traction. And I really want to press down through my feet. This is not quite, super close, but it's like an L angle. So I really want you to press down through your feet, like you're digging in your heels and pulling them towards your body. And as you do that, slightly start to lean back. And I can already feel my hamstrings start to fire up. So the thing about hamstring flexibility is they need to be strong too. I laugh because mine are not. So the arms are reaching out here. We're really digging down through those feet. And we're going to alternate arm and leg reaching up. So we'll just start with the arms. So one arm's going to reach up and then come back. And then the other arm's going to reach up and then come back. All right. And now let's do the legs. One leg's going to reach up and come back. Remember, it's pushing in. Other leg reaches up and comes back. So now we'll match it. Good. And lift. Good. Really, the effort here is how much are you pushing into your feet, into the floor? Because it's easy to forget. And the more active you are pushing those feet down, the more you'll feel this. You might feel this in your abdominals too. That's totally normal. I feel it there as well. Good. One more each side. And we're going to make our way to stand up. So find your way to stand. And I'm going to take those two blocks. And my blocks are going to go on the lowest level here, but you might need them higher. It's to build up the floor so our hands can reach. And so I'll start by facing you, but then I'll turn. And I want our right foot to go in front of the left foot. All right? I'm mirroring you here. And I want us to have a slight bend in the knees. So typically, especially for me, I tend to hyperextend. So I'm not looking for that here. Instead, I want a slight bend in the knees and then a hinge at the hips. So because my knees are bent, my butt's going to slightly go out, and then reach for those blocks so that they're under your hands and let your head go. So first things first. No tension in the neck. And then from here, I want you to slightly start to push into the right foot and then push into your left foot and press into the heels and press into the toes. And I want you to notice where you're feeling this the most through the backs of the legs. Maybe it's the backs of the knees. And just kind of make circles here. Moving from right foot to left foot to right foot, and then reverse the circles. Good, and then pause here. And those knees are bent, so the hands are gonna come up to the hips, and we're gonna stand up and switch the legs. So I'm actually gonna walk back towards the center and switch legs. And I didn't say it before, but I want the toes facing forward as best you can. Bend into your knees and then hinge at the hips, reaching for those blocks. One side feels different than the other. Woo, press into your left foot, press into your right foot. So you're kind of swaying side to side. Maybe make those circles here. And reverse the circles. And again, relax your neck. Good, and then just hang here, be heavy. Keep those knees bent. Bring your hands to your hips and stand up. And bring those feet back. And my feet are pretty wide here. We're gonna bend the knees and lengthen them. Bend the knees and lengthen them. So kind of like a squat, but really I want you to think about bringing your knees forward of your toes. Yes, that's what I said, forward of your toes, because that's going to get into the back of the ankle, part of the calf. You might feel that already. Nice. And then pause here. And we're going to bring the right foot forward and the left foot back. All right. And so my foot is kind of right next to the blocks, which is wonderful. And we're going to fold here over that front leg. Don't worry too much about squaring your hips or making sure that that back hip is down and the right hip is up. I'm sure that you can feel this already. Now, I'm kind of on my hands in a weird way, but I want to feel supported with my hands. So I'm going to bring the blocks up to the highest setting, because that's going to allow me to get some flexion in my wrist and then maybe fold a little bit more over the leg. Good. And I know I can always fold a little bit more when I pull my belly up. And that could be using my hands, it could be using my breath. And when I say that, I mean internally. My belly is still on my thighs. And with those high blocks, I'm going to walk them forward, bend into that front knee a little bit and shift that weight. And so I come off of the back heel and then lift that back leg and drop it down. Lift that back leg and drop it down. And I want you to feel like you're lifting the leg with the hamstring. Good. And the next time that leg is up, hold it there. And from here, I want you to bend the knee and bring it right behind that right knee. And bend both knees and then send it back behind you. Bend both knees, send it back behind you. One more time. Nice. And then bring that foot down to meet the other foot. I'm going to bring my blocks in and my right foot back. My right foot's at a slight angle, toes facing out, and folding here for your pyramid pose. Making sure you're breathing, noticing where you feel it in the leg. Sometimes I like to touch the parts of the body that I'm feeling it the most. And it kind of brings my mind-body connection to another level. Good, so breathe here. And we're gonna lift up halfway and walk those blocks forward and start to push into that front foot. So we come off that back heel and then we lift and tap the toes. Lift and tap the toes. Lift and tap the toes. One more time, lift, hold it here, and then we bend both knees and bring that top knee behind the bottom knee and lift. Good. Two more. Last one. Good. Leg comes out And then right foot meets left foot. My feet are about 2 fists apart. We're going to fold here. So you might want to keep your hands on the blocks. You might want to lower the blocks. Maybe your hands reach the floor. Relax your neck and fold here. And just like we did when our ankles were crossed, press into the heels, press into the toes, circle around through the feet. Notice how that feels. Reverse your circles. Notice how that feels. Good. And then bend your knees a lot and slowly roll up to stand. Roll your shoulders. Turn back forward. Bring your hands to your jaw and relax your jaw here. Open up. Our jaw and our hips are connected. So make sure that there's no clenching of the teeth. Then bring your hands down by your side. Walk your feet a little bit wider. Bend into your knees. We're going to just sway side to side. If you want, you can take your hands and gently tap the front of your body, the back of your body. And tap, and tap, and tap, and tap. Good. And come back to center. Inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, cross the arms, come up again. Last one, switch the cross. And up, hands by your side, maybe heel toe your feet together. Notice how you feel. Thanks for practicing with me.